Hey guys, Joel's back with another reasoning sesh where I challenge the status quo of the wisdom of the world and the church by diving deep into the ancient scriptures, uncovering meanings glossed over by translations, really cutting to the core of the metaphysical aspects of these ancient texts, and applying it practically to situations in our present day so we can manifest Earth 2.0 and the kingdom of heaven in our own life experience. And today, I'm going to be talking about how you can allow Source to make the impossible a reality in your very life.
Come now and let us reason together. Come now, we can talk it over.
But hey, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, stay tuned for more, because as we move into this new paradigm, we're just going to be absorbing more and more of this information and manifesting from that state of awareness where we're actually tuned to harmonize with Source, and that very power is what's manifesting our best life yet. But with that out of the way, I'm just going to jump right into today's text. We're reading from the Tehillim today, 46th chapter, where it's talking about how Elohim is really the foundation of all things made manifest in the physical realm. And even though it looks like things might be in turmoil, that Elohim is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. It goes on to say, therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea. So no matter what's going on in the physical, we know that Source is above all of that and actually has the potential to manifest the solutions to all of that, no matter what. A bit further on, it says, the heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, and the earth melted. So what is this voice that causes the very earth to melt? Well, it's that word, that living logos. And through that living logos, all things were made manifest. That's the very authority that physical creation is manifested to begin with. It goes on to say, come, behold the works of Yahweh, what desolations he has made in the earth. He makes wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in sunder. He burns the chariot in the fire. So everything that the kingdom of darkness has set up as weapons against us, Yahweh comes in and smashes to bits. And that's the real power that we can tap into as individuals, because it's by the state of our own faith that is it done unto us. And this is what I really want to drive home, is this next verse where it says, be still and know that I am Elohim. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. Now, of course, how is that going to happen? That's going to happen when they see justice. That's going to happen when they see the divine plan unfold and all of their manipulation is turned around against themselves. Then they're going to realize just who is in charge. And I absolutely have to make a point here distinguishing between the ego and higher source, because a lot of people mistake this translation and say that the I am is Elohim. But when you actually look at the Hebrew, there's a distinction there because it uses the pronoun for I, Anoki, which literally means like I, myself, and then the word Elohim, as opposed to the first person conjugation of to be or isness, which is ahie. If it was literally saying I am is Elohim, then it would say ahie Elohim, but it is saying I, myself, first person pronoun, am Elohim. And that's the distinction between our own egos and higher source, because as I ams, yes, we're isness, and that ties into the word for Yahweh. But in this very passage, it's literally the voice of Elohim talking and saying, I am in charge. And when you trust in that, all of this higher perspective can unfold. And of course, a lot of situations do look impossible, but we're talking about Source. We're talking about the one that lives in eternity, who is and was and forever shall be. That is the God of the impossible. So right now, I want you guys to do a little exercise with me. Think about that one thing that just seems absolutely impossible. Even when it comes down to manifesting something, what is that one thing that you think like, that will never happen no matter how much I try to manifest this? What is that one thing? Really think about it for a moment. And if nothing comes to mind right now, think about it over the days ahead and write it down when you do. Because that itself is a vision. It's a download from Source showing you that there's some kind of potential that you have yet to realize. In the Oracles of Habakkuk, he actually says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables or tablets, that he may run that reads it. So no matter how impossible it is, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And the only way for it to take longer than it needs to is for you to get in the way and sow seeds of doubt, and to honestly think that Source isn't big enough to bring that into reality. So just do an exercise with me. Think about this one thing and just close your eyes for a minute and tap into that inner heart space. Be still and know that I am Elohim. Without this power, without Elohim, you cannot realize anything in your physical life. This is the power that manifests everything. So just tap into that and just realize that there is an awareness there. That awareness is the breath of life. That is Elohim in you. And bring this impossibility up and just say, Source, I know by my own ego, there is no way that I can line this up. There is no way that I can even have enough faith to believe that this is manifestable. And in this stillness, I acknowledge that you are this power that is in me. And by surrendering the impossible to you, then that impossible is a reality. You know, we're not relying on ourselves. We're not relying on our own egos. But guess how this Tehillah finishes? It says, Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh of the angelic armies. Can you think of a force greater than that? Is with us. The God of Yaakov is our refuge. Selah. And that means pause and think about it. Really take the time and introspect on this very power. Be still and know. And hold that very impossibility before Source. And really say this. I challenge you, because you will see this power manifest. And every time the thought comes up, just go back to that stillness and know. Don't get your ego involved in the way. Don't try and think things out. And yes, the kingdom of darkness will throw you curveballs, because the last thing that the kingdom of darkness wants you to see is the actual power that Source has over physical reality. If anything, the kingdom of darkness wants you to continue playing push-pull in this physical dimension, trying to make things line up physically without surrendering your ego and realizing that Source can manifest the impossible. As you're tapping into that state of peace, the kingdom of darkness will bring up things that just make you have doubts about it, give you second thoughts and say, you know, well, maybe this isn't exactly what I needed. Maybe this thing is wrong, and maybe this thing is not quite exactly how it should be, so that if this manifests, maybe I'm not going to be better off. Guess what? Source can even do that impossible and change that into what's in line with the greater perspective. So every time a doubt comes up, just go back right to that state of being, that stillness, and put that before Source and say, Source, you can line this up as well and make this an even greater picture, an even greater testimony that will speak for the power of your absolutism. And those visions that Source gives us to realize something different or realize something better are actually those stepping stones in line to manifesting our best lives yet. But we get caught up in the way and forget to be still, forget to tap in, forget to realize that we're not the ones in charge. Our physical bodies, that is, our egos, are completely limited in perspective. But when we're still and we have that inner peace, that surety, that shalom actually is the faith that propels these things into manifestation, and we see them. We see them manifest. And that literally is how we can manifest not only our own dream life, but the utopia for the whole of society that we as a species deserve nothing less than. So do this right now. I challenge you. What's that one thing that if was manifest, you'd know Source was real, and you'd know that there is no way that anything lined this up outside of the divine creator. So tap in and really know and realize how to manifest your best life yet from right here. I love you guys. Thank you for all your feedback in the last update. I really appreciate all your guys' support, and there's nothing that the kingdom of darkness can do to shut me up. You know, it's so ironic that even the thumbs down, they never leave a comment for some reason. Or if there is a negative comment, usually it's just spam. But for every one of those, there's more than a dozen of your supportive comments. And really, yes, at the end of the day, this is Source's message. Whatever Source tells me to say, I'm saying. Like in these reasoning sessions, even the Joel Fernandez show. But I have so many topics here that as I share them, it's just like overlapping, and I just don't know what you guys are ready for and all of that. But Source really has a better plan. And as more of this gets unveiled, we're stepping into more of awareness of who we are and what we've come to experience in this life. So I love you guys. I'll check you in another reasoning sesh. Joel signing out once again. Agape. Salaam. Namaste. Shalom.